What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. The Grammys were a few days ago, so we gotta talk about the Grammys, right? There's always some drama, people that got snubbed and who should have won and who shouldn't have won, and I don't keep up. I honestly don't keep up with it anymore. Music to me, man, is so subjective, and I just watch it as a concert. Like, there's some people performing. In between the concerts, they announce some prizes. Great. Although I do admit, the older I get, I'm getting in that phase. Like, I don't know who these people are. I did pretty good this year. I know Billie Eilish. I know BTS. I know Cardi B. I know all of them. I'm hip. But of course, people try to use the Grammys this year as a vehicle for some other things that were canceled, and none of it makes sense. So I'm here to clear it up. But before I do that, from the top, make it drop. Hit that subscribe button. I'm never going to do that. Guys, I promise. I'll never do that again. I don't know what I was thinking. So, unless like your internet's been out for a year or so, you've probably heard of WAP with Cardi B and Megan the Stallion. Megan thou Stallion? Is it like a horse from a Chaucer story? Why is it the? Someone out there who's younger than me, help me understand. Let me know below. Why is she the Stallion? Anyway, I'm sorry. I've already gotten distracted. I just think it's funny. I don't get one. Anyway, WAP, man. It's like it's the biggest hit of the year and last year. So of course, they had to play it at the Grammys. They had to come out, they had to perform. It was a pretty good performance. As good as a performance as you're going to get. But something I feel like most people know, something everybody needs to know. If you didn't know, now you know. That is a mature song intended for adults. I don't think there's a Kids Bop version. God, I hope there's not a Kids Bop version. So it is a song for adults, not meant for kids. If your kid's watching it, man, you might want to cover their eyes, cover their ears, all that good stuff. WAP is by no means the first sexually explicit song that's been around, but it's the latest and the greatest, so it gets all the attention. A lot of people have decided, how can they play WAP? How can WAP be on TV? But Dr. Seuss is canceled. I saw a lot of memes, a lot of people complaining about that. I also saw this one. So WAP is number one, but we can't have Mr. Potato Head? You might be thinking to yourself, what is that? None of those things have anything to do with each other. And you would be right. They're completely separate entities that literally have nothing to do with nothing. So for those who don't want to Google it or do the research, sometimes all you have are the memes to go on, and the memes are saying, how can we have one but not the other? All that's going on here is a classic case of misinformation. People misunderstand one thing, or they're told one thing, and then they use that to compare it to something else. Then they use that to compare it to something else, but the root of the information was never accurate and factual to begin with. My local news talked about the Dr. Seuss situation, and even they had the information wrong, to which I quickly decided to write into the editor. Look, man, I have some time on my hands, and I wanted to go on the show and talk about it. They didn't invite me, but I said what I had to say, and I'm going to say it here in this video. So let's cover it. We got three things. We're talking about WAP, we're talking about that other cat in the hat, and we're talking about a potato. Sometimes I stay up at night, and I think to myself, what decisions did I make through the course of my life that have led me here today to talk about Cardi B and potatoes? If I think about it too much, I have an existential crisis, and I wonder about every decision I've ever made in my life. WAP. It's an adult song made by adults, very sexually explicit, not intended for your kids, man. Don't do that. Your kids shouldn't be listening to that song, much like kids shouldn't have been listening to Two Live Crew. It's not for kids. Dr. Seuss, on the other hand, there's no good segue here, because I was struggling. I was actually writing this out, and I was struggling. How the hell am I going to connect these two? There's no good connection. So here we go. Dr. Seuss recently, the Dr. Seuss Company, which Theodore Geisel has long been passed. I'm pretty sure most of his family's passed. There's a company that owns his works. It's a publishing company. They publish all his stuff. The company decided, hey man, 6 of these books are a little racist. Some of the imagery and the graphics, they have like blackface monkey looking people. The Chinese guy was a stereotypical Chinese caricature. It wasn't good. It wasn't a good look for the company. It wasn't very culturally sensitive. And so the company decided we're not going to publish those books anymore. And they made the announcement on National Reading Day, which falls on Dr. Seuss's birthday. It was a positive thing. They were excited about it. This isn't new. This has actually long been discussed. And the company was excited to come out and say, hey man, we're not going to do these 6 books anymore. 6 books, which I can't even tell you the name. I think one is If I Owned a Zoo. And the only reason I know that is because I've been talking about this ad nauseum for weeks now. I had no idea what those 6 books were before they stopped publishing them. Chances are you probably didn't either. You probably don't even own them. If you do own them, keep them. Great. They're not coming to your house and burning them. The company just decided not to publish it anymore. No big deal, right? You can still find the books if you really want a racist cartoon Dr. Seuss book. You can go get it. It's not that big a deal. It has absolutely nothing to do with what 2 women are singing on the Grammys. But whatever. If you want to try to connect them, try to connect them. But nobody canceled Dr. Seuss. They just didn't want to be racist no more. That was it. On that note, I can't talk about Dr. Seuss recently without talking about a potato. Mr. Potato Head, the toy, the plastic toy that you put the body parts in, which, if you didn't know, started off wasn't even you used to have to provide your own potato. It was just some plastic pieces. You put the faces in the potato. So the company that makes Mr. Potato Head and Mrs. Potato Head and other Potato Head products, the company was named Mr. Potato Head. And they decided, you know what, we don't want to do that anymore. We're just going to name the company Potato Head. They didn't change the toys. They didn't touch the toys. I thought they were going to make one inclusive toy. That'd be great, right? Cool. They didn't even do that. They just changed the name of the company. I think it's a great branding move. It's, it opens them up to numerous Potato Head products and other things. But people lost their mind. They thought the Potato Head company was somehow erasing the Mister and making Potato Head into a genderless entity. None of that's happening. None of that is happening. It was merely the name of the company, and none of the toys were affected. So we got Dr. Seuss made their own decision. Potato Head made their own decision. Didn't change any of the toys. Cardi B sings an adult song. None of these things have anything to do with each other. Don't try to combine them. Don't try to make your own weird straw man argument about one thing that has nothing to do with something else. If you don't like that they stopped printing these racist books from Dr. Seuss, just say that. Don't involve Megan Thee Stallion in the situation. That's all I have. Until next time, do your best to be your best, even if that means doing a little extra Googling and reading a few extra articles. I'll see you next time.